Israel rejects claims of a truce in southern Gaza to permit outside nationals who are reportedly leaving towards Egypt. Outlets have reported that the Ruhr boundary crossing was about to be made available to individuals to go and aid to enter. 2 gasoline trucks have arrived in the besieged area, been seen nearby, but their destination is unknown. However, rumors had said that the border pause would last after several hours of waiting for the office of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Arabs from Palestine have gathered at the crossing in an effort to get away from Israel's bombing of Tanya KMA, our reporter in southern Israel informed me. Information on the potential launch of the border at Rafah crossing is a little difficult at the time. Uncertainty as to whether it will open, or considering that it will likely start early in the morning. The first news that a pause would occur in the fighting or a brief conflict wants there to be a cross-crossing ceasefire open so that traffic may flow. Mostly this would serve as the first national for 2, as far as we can tell, foreign Palestinians who are foreigners and citizens of foreign nationality in order to transit. However, this was based on the crossover reports in a news organization. However, we now possess the Israeli Prime. The minister's office had released a statement denying that, this would occur. Additionally, there were allegations of Hamas here. Officials said that they weren't aware of such a vacancy at the time. Currently, there are claims that some of the vehicles are departing Gaza for Egypt. Thus, we need to bring some to you. Details about and confirmation of that in the next few, hours you must, of course, since there is comprehension of what's going on in the last 24 hours. We have also seen, despite the flow of individuals from the evacuation order by the north, Israeli forces are moving south. Attacks continue to occur in Gaza's southernmost portion of its path. It's a really difficult crossing, folks. Opening a bridge under the conditions that must exist for parties involved in order for individuals to migrate. It takes some time to go from place to place. It's time to move pedestrians across the street, and we must add that Egypt is also quite anxious to open this crossing, because they prefer not to. As a result, large numbers of Palestinians became refugees. Their domain, so right now, you can tell it's not totally confirmed. Actually, the crossing will be accessible for individuals to move in that. What is the situation like in that direction? The northern border between Israel and Lebanon, could you elaborate on it successfully, as we've seen recently? From the beginning of the war, the number of occurrences on Israel and Jordan's northern border and Lebanon between, among some of the Palestinian groups there, as well as Israel and Hezbollah enjoying anti-tank fire. This morning's missile fire, and the Israeli Ministry of Defense and the Israeli Army released a unified statement that said that they plan to remove the people who live in the northern border towns. Additionally, there are nearby villages 2 kilometers away from the Libyan border. There will be people at the border, and hosting state-sponsored visitor homes now has little significance. This could be an indication that you are also. It's expected that there's a chance that things may worsen. It seems to be confined thus far, as far as that is concerned, yet there's certainly a lot of anxiety and fear that a second front may be present. Particularly if such a ground opening an attack on Gaza might begin, and that Hezbollah may join the conflict, or Hizbut Iran returning with hopes that there would be another opening up at the front, to the north. Thank you. Tanya is reporting from Ashdod. Very much. The Israeli military has Tanya elevated to 199 persons who have been verified to have died, have been kidnapped and taken to Gaza by Hamas. Israel has been assembling soldiers in the strip tanks near the Gaza border before an eagerly awaited ground offensive. They've placed orders for over 1 million Gazans to advance to the south before the hundreds of thousands of operations. Gazans are in a dire situation. Current scenario regarding water supply. Israel's supply of food and power is limited. The enclave's bombardment increased as a part of its effort to destroy Hamas after the group's horrific murder of over 1,000 Israelis. A minute of silence for the civilians, Israel's worst terrorist victims. How the first meeting of an assault. This Israeli emergency cabinets enlarged. The serious tone was set, and then a pledge was made. I saw our incredible soldiers as they sought retribution, who are now serving on the front lines, that they are aware that the whole country supports. They comprehend the significance of the undertaking and are eager to begin it. Immediate step to eliminate the creatures that are bloodthirsty and want to. If Hamas believed we would destroy us, falling apart, they are false, will destroy Hamas. Israeli soldiers have begun assembling on the side, waiting for the green light near the Gaza border to start an eagerly awaited ground offensive. As the possibility of an invasion grows, strikes have continued to fall on hundreds of people throughout the beleaguered region, and hundreds of Palestinian refugees have left, following an Israeli withdrawal to the south. Although being protected from the air, order occurs here in Israel, where food, water, and power are available. Adding to the misery, the indications for water wind down. People gather in lines on the streets in need of hours. I came to collect water. Nevertheless, we've arrived at a disastrous water scenario, and the circumstances are dire by all measures, given the food situation. I mean by power and water. People are unable to take any action at this time. If you visit people's houses, circumstances, and within the movie, you'll witness very dire situations, according to Israel, it has now been decided to restart the taps in southern Gaza, offering some solace as the conflict. I talked to journalist Hazem about this. Although it was in Naret in the early, he told me more about the center of Gaza Strip. About the circumstances there, it's caught. Israelis are always present in air attacks and aerial bombardment in several regions around the Gaza Strip. According to sources, it's more intense near Gaza City and the vicinity of the border in Gaza's northern bar, but as well, I had quite a few strikes against me. South region, Aminan, and Rasa. What about the humanitarian situation? There is still no electricity in the area you mentioned. The report there functions as hints, i.e., persons using tanks and gallons, or whatever they need to in order to fill it. There is the water for washing, little access to drinking water, and mobile along with queues. Trucks arrive at the locations. At the bakery, dining establishments, and enabling supermarkets to purchase anything they. Numerous people who have them either spend the night in their vehicles or on the street since there is nowhere else to go. Israelis are still seeking to move on. Palestinians living in the north, furthermore. Also, Gaza City will depart for Canaan, although they are unable to transport those folks. Due to the lack of transportation, it's dangerous on the road, and you folks often wonder about things like if this is going to end, that is. There are reports of a ceasefire or a temporary position to deal with, given their current circumstances. These days, I had a question for you about these rumors of a potential ceasefire. This would enable people from other countries to eject, and of course, permit humanitarian assistance to arrive. Will there be any new information on these rumors? On this, potential rumors of a ceasefire, but nothing solid information about this, such as all of it implying that, at the very least, Hamas authorities in Gaza said that we haven't heard anything about it, so, definite or reliable data spoken. There are like a million rumors regarding this. Several negotiations facilitated by Egyptians, but I mean Qatar and other parties. There is still nothing on the ground. Yes, it is. Confirmed, Hassan. Bella's Central Gaza reporting. Thank you very much for the update, Strip. Thank you. The world has joined us. Regional Director of a health organization, Ahmed Al, for the Eastern Mediterranean. Mandari, welcome to DW, and many thanks for we're hearing about the Rafah border at this moment. You may be able to cross today. Tell us about the measures being taken. Once the border is likely to get aid as soon as possible. Thank you, Anna, for providing me with the opportunity, and you do know that, right? We learned this morning that the cross the border will open, according to who already landed one aircraft with medical equipment and supplies that are ready to be delivered, to Gaza after the hallway has been opened. Our negotiations with the Egyptian officials, confirming that these supplies to the Egyptian crescent will be delivered from their side as well, transferred to the Palestinian Red forming on the other side, making 100% certain that these goods will work and will be provided to the hospitals. Gaza's healthcare facilities. Might I simply want to know where you obtained the facts on the opening of the border? Is there anything on which we may wager? As of now, we are communicating on our own. Knowing the Egyptian government, we, as a group and the resident of the UNCUT, in order to make such arrangements, although not yet. With the Egyptian authority right now, we are unsure of the timing. This morning, it will be accessible. You said medical supplies, right? Can you elaborate on the kind of assistance that you will be able to provide if you have something to offer the folks via means of crossing? Yes, I realize that these supplies are all about 26 metric tons with a US value of $1.2 million. Trauma kits included in them. Emergency supplies that. Understanding how to treat injured people in hospitals was also highlighted. Medicine for around over 120,000 patients who have non-communicable diseases, illnesses were also included. Our medicines and supplies for about 350,000 or 300,000 individuals who know about expecting mothers and kids. So, in a nutshell, the content of these supplies is okay. There is certainly a great need. The ceasefire deal is merely temporary. It is intended for southern Gaza. Sufficient aid that will be arriving. Furthermore, will it make it to those in the north? As you are certainly aware of whatever it is that we are currently sending the items below. The actual needs. There are significantly fewer needs, which is why we are requesting that all donations and partners who can provide us with this have our own supply of medical supplies. Hub is in Dubai, as you are aware, and things are ready to ship, and we are only awaiting more instructions from the authority in Egypt. But unquestionably, knowing what you have seen on the ground, you are aware of how many people have died. Devastation of the medical industry facilities are, well, below par. What follows are the actual needs. If you loved the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.